People, welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. The most awaited reaction of the presidential aspirant of People Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, to the sudden withdrawal of some key stakeholders in PDP from his presidential campaign council have been released, and we're going to be looking at it in a jiffy because it was quite shocking to wake up today and hear that they have decided to withdraw. Most of them are key loyalists of Mr. Wike or Barrister Wike, who is the governor of Rivers State. And the reason why they decided to withdraw from his campaign council is because he has refused to align with their demand, which is the resignation of IU as the national chairman of People Democratic Party. Don't forget that IU is from the northern part of Nigeria, and Atiku Abubakar is from the northern part of Nigeria. It doesn't go in sync with the provision of the constitution of the People Democratic Party. That's why they are calling for IU to resign. If Atiku Abubakar must still maintain his position as the presidential aspirant of the People Democratic Party. Now let's look at what Atiku Abubakar have to say about this sudden action by Wike's loyalists. According to the news, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has reacted to the decision of some People Democratic Party chieftain to pull out of the 2023 campaign. The PDP presidential flag bearer also comment on their insistence that the national chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, leaves the position. Atiku said he was surprised by their withdrawal because, apart from the Rivers chapter of the People Democratic Party, all other states submitted names of people who they wanted in the presidential campaign council. In a statement on Wednesday, the Waziri Adamawa noted that the decision of IU to resign from office is personal and neither he nor anyone else can make that decision. As a committed Democrat and firm believer in the rule of law and democratic tenets, and our party being one set up, organized and regulated by laws and our constitution, it is my absolute belief that everything that we do in our party must be done in accordance with and conformity to the law and our constitution. If Dr. Yu is to be removed from office, it must be done in accordance with the law that sets out the basis for such removal. In any event, you will all recall that the very body that is empowered by the law to initiate this removal from office has already passed a vote of confidence in him. Now, our nation is currently in the throes of a multidimensional crisis encompassing insecurity, economic meltdown, disunity, and mutual mistrust and educational dislocation, to mention a few. I have a plan to address these issues, and I have graciously been given the ticket to lead our great party in next year presidential election with the singular mandate to come and lead the efforts to cure these ills. It is in this light that I have reached out to every single member of our political party to join me in the massive undertaking required to reset the ship of the state and help rebuild our country. And it is my fervent hope and prayer that every man and woman of goodwill will join hands with us to help rebuild and reposition our beloved country. Atiku urged PDP members that have stated their resolve to withdraw from the Presidential Campaign Council to rethink and retrace their step. According to him, he said that both notwithstanding and for the sake of our country, our children, and those yet unborn, we must not, for 1 minute, shrink our responsibility to rebuild this beloved country of ours. Accordingly, we must forge on with the task and the mandate that we have been bestowed with. It is time, therefore, to move on with the formidable task of nation building ahead of us. Those were the statement of Atiku Abubakar. Now, with what we've just heard him say, there is no move by him to, seek for the resignation or the removal of Dr. Ayu from the position of the national chairman of the People Democratic Party. It's quite interesting to see this because for me, I believe that, as I did say before now, Atiku Abubakar, knowing that this is the last chance he will ever have in PDP to run for presidential position, he would have done everything within his power to ensure he gets the mind of people to work. They are not castigating you. They are not saying that you should leave your position, but all what they are saying is that it can't just be all northern affairs. You cannot northernize, PDP. If the president is from the south, then the northern group must, or the northern hemisphere must provide, the national chairman. But that's not the case here. I feel that Atiku Abubakar needs to wake up and understand that losing out in the southern part of Nigeria will be a big blow to him, and it's better that this thing is corrected now than regrets in the future. Because unfortunately, there's nothing you will do. Already, we have seen the tenacity coming from Peter Obi, which is our choicest candidate, and also from someone whom Nigerians consider to be a man who have done so much for the country and needs to be paid back. Talking about the personality of Tinubu. So with all of this on ground, it's something that any right-thinking person needs to put his house in order so that you can secure enough votes for yourself. Money cannot do all the business. There's need to be willingness. Someone like some of the key stakeholders who have withdrawn their support or their involvement in the campaign for Atiku are not just ordinary personality. You can talk down on the likes of Jerry Ghana. This guy has been the Minister of Information many years ago and all of that. You can talk down on Donald who was a former governor of Cross River State. You can talk down on the likes of Jang, that's Jonah Jang, being that this guy has been a former governor of, Plateau State. He doesn't have so much grip on the people of their state. But you can't play down on people like Wike. Wike alone, we know that he has the capacity to provide reasonable number of votes for you. He is a state owner. That's how I call them. Governors, they're like state owner. There is nobody in PDP that can work better for you with Wike as the head of Rivers. The same thing with Igbezu, the same thing with Ogwani, the same thing with, Benue State Governor at Otom, the same thing with Sheyi Makinde. And already you know that there are others who are just watching from the side and ready, to jump on these people and take a hold of their state. So ideally, this is not the time to say the past vote of no confidence. Who is I yourself? It's the national chairman of People Democratic Party, but what level of strength does he have as the leader of PDP? What level of influence can he use to force people to leave a particular route? As much as he's very an ideal position, a great position, but he's occupying, but unfortunately he's not as strong as governors. So I feel that at this point, Atiku Abubakar needs to really have a rethink. Do you think that just you alone can give you all what you need? Well, let's interact in our comment section. It's quite interesting. Who do you think, or what do you think now that Atiku has reacted? What do you think will happen in PDP in those states? Let's